this man. All right, well, Donald Trump trying to get some serious damage control underway after sharing an image of some crime statistics broken down by race that turned out to be completely wrong. But Trump defended the move, telling Bill O'Reilly last night that he was not the one who compiled those figures.
I didn't tweet. I retweeted somebody that was supposedly an expert,
but you don't
and it was also a radio show.
Why do you want to be in that zone?
Hey, Bill, am I going to check every statistic? I get millions and millions of people.
You got it. You're a presidential contender. You got to check it.
I have millions of people. You know what? Fine. But this came out of radio shows and everything else.
Oh, come on,
All
radio
it was is
shows?
a retweet. I didn't say. Excuse me. All it was is a retweet. It wasn't from me, and it did. It came out of a radio show and other places.
So what do you think? Julie Roginski is former political advisor to the late New Jersey Senator Frank Lautenberg. Guy Benson is a political editor for townhall.com, and both are Fox News contributors. Guy, I will start with you. Your reaction to that exchange between O'Reilly and Trump last night?
Yeah, here we go again. At least he didn't blame an intern this time. I mean, this is another unforced error, another provocation, and look, another stupid controversy. This is a situation where if you're a thinking person, especially if you're running for president, you look at that graphic and you instantly understand that it could be racially inflammatory based only on the image and the message. So when you're making a decision about whether or not to amplify that message, you might think that a determining factor would be, gosh, are these statistics remotely accurate? And they're not. They vastly, vastly overstate black on white crime. And Trump evidently just mindlessly blasted it out to millions of people. And his excuse here is, oh, well, I didn't put it on the internet. Someone else put it on the internet. So it's not really my fault. I mean, maybe we shouldn't make that person president. Maybe that's someone who's reckless and erratic and someone who lacks good judgment on matters small and big.
Yep. You know what? There's 25% of Republican voters out there yelling at their TV right now at you guys saying, you know what?
I know.
We don't care. You know, he sticks up for what we believe in. He wants to go after ISIS. You know, he wants to, kick the you-know-what out of them. And they think that this stuff is just aimed at bringing him down and sort of finding chinks in his armor. And they're tired of people who are politically correct and who play the game properly. And he clearly is not interested in playing the game properly. And Julie, it seems to keep working for him.
It does keep working for him, but it's working for him to the detriment of the larger Republican Party. I echo everything Guy just said. I mean, you could bang your fist on the ground and you can say, yeah, he's speaking up for us. But what's he speaking up for? Factually incorrect statements that essentially are race provocations that have nothing to do with reality, first and foremost. But secondly, to Guy's point, why tweet it out in the first place? What was the point he was trying to make? Was it that black people are horrible because they're killing white people? What was the exact point that he was trying to make, even if that statistic was correct, which it wasn't? And so the fact that people like somebody who's strong, they like somebody who speaks his mind, that's great. But is that really what we want in a president? Somebody who has no facts to back up anything he says, whether it's thousands and thousands of Muslims cheering in Jersey City, something he can't back up, Mexican government sending rapists across the border, something he can't back up, so on and so forth. That's the concern. You could like him for being strong, but you also have to respect the fact that we want a president who actually trades in fact and not in fiction.
Well, and that's exactly what O'Reilly was getting at with him. You know, you can't do that kind of stuff. You can't be just hitting the button, retweet, when you don't know what's in there if you're running for president of the United States, because people are going to hold you accountable for that, and the facts in it, because it represents you in some way. Well, let's look at Ben Carson, because, this whole issue that you just brought up, Julie, of the people cheering after 9/11 has been a big controversy over the course of the last couple of days. Ben Carson sort of jumped on the bandwagon with it and said, yeah, I saw people in New Jersey doing that. And, you can look all over the internet. You'll find people who say it happened. You'll find people who didn't say it happened, and reports that, that are contrary. So let's listen to Ben Carson trying to right this situation for himself last night on Kelly File.
I was really focusing on that it was an inappropriate thing to do, no matter where they were. I did see the film. I don't know where they were, but I did see a film of Muslims celebrating, and I was making the point that that was inappropriate.
How's that going, Ben? Oh, I'm sorry, Guy. How's that going? How's that going, Ben? And also, how's that going, Guy?
Well, look, I'm actually very pleased to see Ben Carson come out and correct the record. And that's the only thing that I wanted to see from Donald Trump on this whole thing. Look, anyone who lived through 9/11 especially in the New York area, we remember that that was a day that was filled with frightening confusion, lots and lots of rumors. And I think where this whole thing came from, my suspicion is, there were some whispers that there were investigations into some scattered small-scale celebrations in places in New Jersey. There was also a video very widely circulated showing Palestinians dancing in the streets, excuse me, of Gaza. And my guess is Donald Trump and maybe Ben Carson conflated those two memories. And that's fine. And when the evidence comes out and it's clear that this story about thousands of Muslims in New Jersey cheering on live television isn't true, just come out and correct the record. Don't double down. Don't triple down on something that isn't true and point to evidence that doesn't really corroborate the claim that you initially made. That's the issue here. It's a character issue. Carson got it right. Trump did not.
Well, let me also
Quickly,
add,
Julie, thanks.
I was working for a senator at the time who represented New Jersey. There were not, we would have known if there were thousands of Muslims cheering in Jersey City. There were not. You can't complete Jersey City and Gaza, no matter how much Donald Trump wants to try. Very different places, different parts of the world.
Julie and Guy, Ben, whatever your name is, my friend, my good friend Guy. Take care. Thanks, you guys.
That Ben guy.